Guys, welcome back to Lawson's Car Reviews. My name's Tristan, and today I have a 2018 Dodge Challenger GT. So that is the 3.6 liter V6 model that has all-wheel drive. So let's go ahead, take a look at this car, review it, and I'll give you my honest opinion. What's good, YouTube? This hood is really light. Giddy up! If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted of any new uploads that I do, and hit the like because it helps the channel to grow. On with the video. So the first thing that is unique about this car is the fact that it has all-wheel drive. Most quote muscle cars, I know it's a V6, but most of them are all rear-wheel drive, and they are a nightmare to drive in the snow or in any kind of inclement weather. But this, being that it has all-wheel drive capabilities, you're able to drive it in all weather. And even though it is a V6, it's not like the V6s of the past. It actually comes with a decently powerful engine. It's 305 horsepower and 268 foot-pounds of torque, or pound-feet of torque, however you want to say it. And it does 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds. So it is the slowest of all the entry-level muscle cars. And the quarter mile comes in 14.8 seconds. So you're definitely not going to win any drag races in this. But if you don't really know what you're looking at, this looks the same as a RT Challenger. It looks very similar to a Scat Pack Challenger. It's got great lines. I love the orange color. It definitely makes it pop. And on top of that, it has the most usable trunk out of all of the muscle cars. The trunk is over 16 cubic feet big. And not only is the trunk big, you get a decent sized spare in the back. And because this is front engine and all-wheel drive, they do put the battery in the back of the car too for weight distribution. So even though it does have 300 horsepower, or over 305, it is the slowest because it's such a big car. It weighs over 4,000 pounds. I believe the number is around 4,108 pounds. So it's definitely a porker. It's got a bit of a belly on it, just like I do. So it needs to go on a diet, just like I do. And then it might be able to keep up with, let's say, the EcoBoost Mustang, or even like my Camaro RS. Both of those cars are a lot faster than this. But the thing about this car is, it is easily the car that screams old school muscle car the most. They did such a great job on the styling of making it look like the old ones. I have no complaints about the looks. The seats are incredibly comfortable, and if you've never been in one of these cars before, it does have a sport mode button, and it even has the super track pack button, which allows you to change the parameters. So you can have like the steering in sport, but you can have the transmission and everything else in like normal mode. So you can go through some of the functions to change some of that. You can turn the paddle shifters on and off, things of that nature. And I love the old school shifter of this car, and I like how the center console is angled to be more directed to the driver. So that's what makes it different on the inside than, say, the Dodge Charger. That's more of like a neutral, but this is all angled to the driver, so it makes me feel special. It makes me feel very special. But the car, because it's got a longer wheelbase than the Mustang and the Camaro, it drives so smooth. It's got such a smooth driving feel to it. And when you put your foot down, it makes a decent sound. It does take a little bit of time to pick up, but it's got decent passing power. It's not super slow by any means. Like I said before, you're not going to win any drag races in this. If you want to do that, then you at least want to have an RT charger to get the sound, or a scat pack to actually get the speed, or maybe even a Hellcat if you can afford it, but most people can't afford 70 grand cars. Yeah, the 8-speed transmission is smooth, but it does take a few seconds to actually kick down gear and then get moving, so that's the thing about that. But overall, the car is wonderful. These seats, they're what I call American fat boy seats, because anyone can fit in them. If you did a track day in this car, you would not stay in a very stationary position. You'd slide all over the place because the seats are not very well bolstered. Now this particular car, it does have electric seats on the driver's side, but on the passenger side it's all manual. So even though you do get the nice leather seats, it does have the manual controls on the passenger side. Does come with 19-inch wheels, and I believe they are 235 all the way around, and a 50-inch sidewall, which is what gives it such a nice ride on a 19-inch rim. And the gas mileage is actually not too bad. It's 18 in the city and it's 27 on the highway, which is okay for a car of this class. I mean, it's not the best, but it's more than sufficient, I would say. And the top speed in this car is just 130 miles an hour. Now, that is quite a bit slower than all the other cars that it's competing against. My Camaro RS, the Mustang GT, the Camaro SS, and the EcoBoost Mustang all have a top speed of 155 miles an hour. So that is 25 miles an hour slower than every single other comparable muscle car. So you're not going to win any roll races on the highway either, but this car isn't made for that. I do wish that the exhaust note was higher. It doesn't have that good of an exhaust sound. Here, take a listen. It's just okay. It's not the best. Let's get on it a little bit. Let's see how fast it is. Okay. It makes a decent sound. The car makes a decent sound. And it gets up and goes enough. I mean, if you're a true muscle car guy, it's probably not going to be fast enough for you, but for the average driver, this car has more than enough power, trust me. It definitely does. One other thing that I want to say is the radio in this car is awesome. The Uconnect system in these are very good. They're very easy to use, very intuitive, and the car also comes with heated seats and ventilated seats, which you control through the touchscreen. So it has, I mean, most of the features that you really want, to be honest. And I really enjoy driving these Challengers. I feel like it's definitely the most comfortable out of all of the muscle cars. It's the biggest, it's the most practical. The back seat, it might not fit me being 6'4", but it's very usable for somebody of a normal height. You can, in a pinch, you can fit some people back there. There's even a car seat back there right now, so that shows you how usable that is. But don't forget to leave a comment, like the video, share it, because it helps the channel to grow and it pushes it in YouTube's algorithm. And let me know what you think about this Challenger. Do you think that having a V6 Challenger with all-wheel drive is a waste of time? Would you just go for the RT, or do you think that this is the best daily driver because you can drive it in all weather? Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.